Now, not I wouldn't say over the recent years, but like every now and again within hip hop, you do have either duos or super groups, coming together. Like even in Canada, you had Rich Kid and Sunreal,
Yep.
and if you want to go, back to like mid '90s, you had Nas, AZ, Foxy Brown with the Firm. So my question is, super groups / super duos, does it work all the time? Is it always the better for two or more artists to combine to do a collaboration?
I think it works if you're focused and you're dedicated, right? But having said that too, again, just coming up in the game and working with tons of artists. And again, I love working at the grassroots level, right? To help develop talent, right? And real talk is that the man-dem are the hardest ones to work with because everybody wants to be the man instead of the man-dem, right?
Toronto.
You know what I'm saying? So in that sense, it's kind of hard to make a movement as a group because everybody's trying to be the man, right? But when you're a real artist and you have a vision and you have a goal, I think working as a duo or as a group is the way to go. Even if it is just for one project or something. Again, it's easy to collabo and it just gives people something different.
I don't want to get off topic with the questions, but do you feel that kind of plays into the issue that we have in Toronto about the unity and the coming together? Because there seems to be something missing in the hip hop scene with support.
Right.
And at a grassroots level of everyone coming together and trying to put people on. Do you think that lends itself to not making super duos work in Toronto hip hop because everyone's trying to come up on their own?
Yeah, I think it's a lack of direction and a lack of understanding, right? If we had more understanding of our music and our culture actually being an art, right? And you not just being a rapper but an artist.
Thank you.
Right? Then you would understand a little better that you can work with other people, and it's not about you being the girl, right? Or you being the man. It's about the movement as a whole, right? And again, the culture, right? It's a cultural movement. We have to remember that hip hop is a culture. It's not just the music. Music is only one part of the culture, right?
But then again, it's like Toronto had, I would say, about 4 or 5 consistent years where it was hot, like late '90s, early 2000s. You had Shot Clear, you had Cardinal, you had groups too. Like it was hot, and people were actually supporting in Toronto. Like, what do you think? Why do you think we can't bring that back? Like, there's no unity. Why? Like, I know it's a Screwface capital and all that, but why do you think like we can't bring that late '90s, early 2000s feel?
I think we can bring it back, and we are bringing it back. Why I think it changed is BET became available in Canada, and I can cuss on this.
Yeah.
You can say whatever the hell you want.
BET became available in Canada and fucked up the Canadian hip hop.
Yes.
I've never looked at it that way. Like, we always talk about this all the time, like the Toronto renaissance of hip hop, and how we can't get it back. Like now it's just Drake, right?
So it's not just, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's not, I'm just going to put the blame on BET, but it's also the commercialization.
Exactly.
So you have Flow and you have your top 40.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that everything pop culture comes from the streets, okay? You guys need to remember that.
Okay.
The hood determines pop culture, whether it's baggy pants, right? Whether it's that thug image or whatever it is, right? So the minute that hip hop became pop music, top 40, that also contributed to the game being all effed up. Because now everybody's trying to be a pop artist instead of just doing what you do and do it for love.
No, that's actually really true. Like there was always money in hip hop, but I find like I love the '90s, and I find like in the '90s, it's like people did it to be the best. Like they did it to prove something. They did it because they just loved hip hop in general. But ever since when you have people like Diddy coming out making records, making money, Silk Shaka making money, then everyone's looking at it like, okay, screw the art. I'm just gonna come out and just do it to make a cash grab. Yeah. Now they got their 2 Chainz, they got the Trinidad James. I'm Trinidadian, but I gotta say it. They got that stuff, right? They come out, they make their money, and they come out. It's like Jay-Z said it first, not a rapper, I'm a hustler, and everyone just took that and just ran with it. Not shitting on Jay-Z or nothing, but it's kind of like that.
And not only that, but like you also had guys like Jim Jones who were saying that they're just hustlers out here just to get this paper or whatever. And they just became a point in time in hip hop, especially within the mid 2000s, that got very stagnant. Everybody just wanted to be a hustler. Everyone was pushing that weight, whatever you want to call it. And then Nas comes up with hip hop is dead, and then all of a sudden everyone has like an attitude about it. It's like, oh, hip hop's not dead. You just hate on the industry, the corporations have taken that street culture, right, and that hustling mentality, because that's real, right? In New York, that's real. Like the things that those guys live and they talk, it's real. So they have taken that now,
and made that pop culture, right? And the reason, and I touched on this at the seminar too, right? And I don't want to get too deep or anything, but
no, get deep, because a lot of people miss that. You said some real shit there that I was
did.
like, you got angry too when you were talking when people were talking about the corporations, and you were like, nah, you know, we gotta understand, we gotta take it back from the corporations.
that's right.
And that stuff. That was real.
That's right, because they're making money off us, right? But more importantly than them making money off us, they're taking a music that's popular. Okay, let me go back a little bit, right?
Okay.
Take a man like Too Short, for example, right?
Okay.
Too Short was selling tapes, cassette tapes, right? I don't know if y'all know what those are. But
No, we know what they are. We know what they are. Come on now. We're not that young.
No,
We ain't just coming out of the sperm egg like recently.
Okay.
Nobody in this room is a 90s baby. We're all 80s or below.
Okay.
Everybody in this
Okay.
room.
So a man like Too Short, right,
Yeah.
was selling cassettes out of the trunk of his car. Now these corporations are like, shit, that nigga's making money selling legitimate music on the streets, and he can just do it in his territory and be good. That's the difference between Canada and the US, by the way, right? You have your territories, and you can be good. You can be an artist out of Atlanta, and you're good. You can eat.
Yeah.
You could just deal with New York State, and you're good.
But Too Short was really that good, though, let's be honest.
No, Too Short is mad. Too Short was different, right? That's the thing. When you look at, well, you say he wasn't that good. He's not that good compared to Nas,
Yeah.
right? But he has his own lane,
Yeah.
right? And he stays in it. That's like saying that Two Live Crew is no good. Two Live Crew has their lane, right? That's like saying Ice Cube was no good.
But that's almost like saying, if something's different, then it's good. Because everyone's trying to say, oh, I'm different. Doesn't mean that you're good. Like,
No, but the people nowadays that are saying they're different, you're not different.
No,
Shut
you're the
fuck up.
same,
You're
and that's the thing. They were unique. Like Too
They-
Short may not
exactly.
be
Right.
something that we identify. Like it's different. Like yeah,
Exactly.
I'm not gonna hate on Macklemore, but just like how a lot of people are like, oh, it's so different. It has nothing to do with being different or not. It's you can be unique and authentic and be in your own lane and still be hip hop. But once you're just kind of like a sellout and you're doing something that everybody else is doing, or you're doing something that you think is unique on that hipster bullshit, and you're not unique at all, then it's kind of
Exactly.
whack. Like I get what you're saying about Too Short not being hot, but in his lane,
I never say it wasn't hot. I never say it was
he's
not.
the
I just say
shit.
it wasn't good.
He
What do
was
you think
thinking
of
about.
E40?
Huh?
That's what
What do you
exactly
think
what I
of
was gonna
E40?
say. You know what this guy B loves him. The bigger
I know, okay.
loves this dude.
I know, but with E40, mind you, I barely listen to E40 though, but like I respect what he's done for hip hop because he is one of the originators of slang and linguistics within hip hop, like the
Yeah.
shizzle and stuff like that. That was all E40, but Snoop starts
You can say
saying,
he's kind of whack too, right?
yeah, he like his style is something that identifies with me. But as far like as far as like slang goes within hip hop and that whole thing that comes with it, I'll give him his credit on that because he's using a lot of things that got popularized by Snoop Dogg and then later on the rest of pop culture started saying
Right.
it. Like the shizzle, that was E40.
Right.
But Snoop ran with it
Yeah.
and became the torchbearer of that, and then everyone started saying it.
Snoop's a marketing whore.
He really is.
Now I hear what you're saying though, like Too Short and E40, like lyrically, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to. Or
I want to get back to my point.
Go ahead, go
It's
ahead.
kind of important.
Okay, go ahead,
What
go
I'm
ahead.
saying, so you had a man like Too Short, right, selling tapes out of his trunk.
Yeah.
Corporations are like, shit, we need some of that money, right?
Yeah.
So they give him a record deal, and through that record deal, he can put all his man on, and the corporation's getting all that money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then at one point with hip hop, see, back in the days, we were like picking boogers with Biz Markie,
Mm-hmm.
and we were fighting the power of Public Enemy at the same time, right? But there was a serious revolution going on. So you had the Public Enemies, the X-Clans, and when Ice Cube went solo with his America's KKK, and stuff like that. And they were educating us, man. They were telling us what it's like to be black, and they were being reporters of the hood. And they were educating a generation of black people, right? The corporations were like, whoa, or whoever's in control, the man, right, was like, whoa, 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 whoa. We can't have a generation of educated niggas. I'm serious. We need to dumb that shit down.
Yeah.
So instead of Public Enemy being top 40, we need to put this ignorant bitch talking drug selling shit and make that top 40 so they can control the minds of a whole generation of youths, right? And that's just what's happening right now. There's a lot of youths out there, and I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. I'm just trying to help you guys out and educate you, man, because I love the youths, right? Because the youths are the future. But they need to realize that they're being fed things on TV and on their YouTube. You turn on Much Music, you ever watch any of those shows that are on Much Music?
Don't get me
Oh
started.
my God. Like, that's mindless shit.
Don't get
But
me
that's what they
started.
want from us. Because while we're walking around with our heads in our Blackberries, texting while we're watching mindless shows on TV, reading the scrolls that are going by, there's some big things that are going on out there that we need to be a part of, right? So we really need to educate ourselves again, and that's why everything goes around in a circle,
Yep.
right? And right now that circle is coming back to that early 90s shit, right? And that's why
Kendrick.
Yep, we just need to, again, support it if you want to call it support, but just believe in it, man. And all that whack shit, I'm sorry, like, you're gonna fade out, and the reason is because you're chasing the circle. Guys send me music all the time, right? I can't tell you how many records I get that sound like Drake, right? Sure, it might be cool, you know, you can sing a bit, and you got your little Drake rap flow, and the music is the same, right? And you might be excited because you sound like Drake. But guess what? The industry doesn't give a fuck because they've already got Drake.
Yeah, they already have the Drake.
They want something new, right? So stop chasing the circle and lead the circle. And that's what Perfect Strangers, Big Ticket, you know, Rich Kid, Smash Bros. Like, that's what they're doing, man. You know, socially conscious lyrics and lyricists. And I saw you say something today about Ice Cube got beef with somebody or something. Diss records are coming back, okay? I'm telling you a couple of things right now, and it's happening because I'm saying so. Okay. Diss records are coming back, and mix CDs are dead because you guys are fucking up the game with your shit.
Okay, you know what? I was gonna ask you about that, but we'll get to that in our next segment. All right? Keep it locked. We still got Chris Scott, Ross Jackson in the building. This is Cool Radio after these messages. Yeah.